Hi friends, welcome back. So we're talking about the stock market, AI, and Apple. Apple had their event today, the WWDC, so it's the Worldwide Developers Conference, and announced all the new slew of products. I want to share my thoughts on this, what it means for the market, and what it means for us culturally, because honestly, this all kind of intersects, and we'll get into it what I mean by that. My first thought, honestly, when I saw the event today was I miss Steve Jobs. Then I don't know if everyone feels that way for these events. I don't know, this one in particular, I really miss Steve Jobs. I grew up with this stuff. I'm 49, so I literally saw the whole development of the computer industry and the video game industry, and all this stuff, personal home computing. I remember all these things. I remember when a lot of people had these at their home. And for those of you who still have your old Macs, please let me know. I miss these things. And it was like really fun when you could figure out how to change the sounds in the computer for alert sounds or opening folders, all kinds of stuff. I remember that stuff. I remember when they came out with colorful computers. I think these were the iMacs. I don't remember what year this was, but I remember these things. And in fact, true story, there was a laundromat I used to go to where they had a bunch of these things because they were really cool. And that was in college. Like you have these laundromats where you go and you meet people, and there's like a singles laundromat, and then you have colorful computers. And I remember when the new MacBook Air came out, and there's like, hey, it can fit in an envelope. That was one of the best marketing ever. I totally wanted that thing, and I got it. Actually, this thing was a great computer. It has been, and I remember the iPhone. One of the things that is frustrating these days, guys, with the new Apple stuff, it just feels so impersonal, and it feels so fake, and it feels so scripted. There's something special about someone comes out on stage in a live audience and says, hey, I got some new products, I'm going to try to sell it to you. but they, I don't know how to say it, they have a bit of interaction and play, right, with the audience, right? Like it's, if you ever watch these things, it's people maybe cheer, maybe people will boo, whatever, right? And you can kind of see how it's going to go, play the room, and it comes from a different era of heavy competition, right? And the era that we're in now, what I mean by scripted is, and this is where I got total fatigue. Let me pull up the it was like the and if you don't know, they're going to integrate ChatGPT into their stuff. It's like this thing. It's we already, our news cycle is so different than what it was before. Not that we didn't get leaks on Apple before. We totally did. Like I remember when the iPad was announced, we all knew it was coming. Like it was leaked earlier, but I think I remember also an era where things weren't leaked so heavily, right? This ChatGPT deal with Apple, I don't know, we've known about it for a couple months already. But moreover, everything just feels so fake. This Craig guy, I really get tired of seeing him. and if you guys, okay, so Apple's, Steve Jobs used to come out on stage and he always say, hey, we got the best iPhone ever, etc., right? He's on stage, but then we moved into, was it the Ives guy? If you guys remember, was it Johnny Ives guy? And he'd be like, we've developed the best product of all time. It's the best, and they spin the camera around, and it's kind of silly. We used to make fun of it, but it was still entertaining. Now with Craig, and it's not just Craig, it's everyone over at Apple. I'm just using Craig's example because I think he's kind of their main person when in these presentations, not Tim Cook, but Craig. It's just like, it's like the Graham Stephan kind of talk, like overly hyped, like this is the best emoji ever, and then he was like, and you can change the screen color from red to blue, and it's like, I mean, if you're like excited about every feature, like for an hour and a half, it's really fatiguing to be excited for like every minute. It's just it's, and I don't know if you guys get this kind of stuff, and it's also fake. I think the other problem is not only do you have fake people speaking fake scripts, they're also selling you AI products that are designed to replace people. And that's why I was kind of laughing. It was like, oh my God, do you guys see what's happening here? And what do I mean by that? Like, and if you want to know the stuff they're announcing, it's kind of what you expect. They're going to integrate ChatGPT with a lot of different apps and stuff like that. Maybe you're going to write your emails better. Maybe you're going to write your text better. And you just already kind of know what the stuff is, right? Those text generator stuff. It's going to make you better emojis. Which it's cool technology. Is it like the best thing ever? I don't even use the emoji stuff they have now, and I have Apple products. And what I mean by that is, like, I think right now if I want, I can put a cat on my face, and I can do a FaceTime with you as a cat, and you can do yours as a turtle or giraffe or whatever, and we can talk to each other as turtle and giraffe or cat or whatever. But I don't even use that stuff now because when I call you, I want to talk to you as a human being. And you probably want to see me as a human being. Maybe kids like that stuff. And I don't know, guys. You guys can tell me if I'm just from a generation where we like to call each other on the phone and actually more Star Trek-y and like actually see face to face on the phone. I think is really cool. And I definitely don't want to see emoji on your side. And I don't know if you want to see it on my side. You guys let me know. I just feel like that's kind of where we're going. We're going to replacing human interaction. We don't even do a live event anymore, and now we do this all, and it's totally scripted. If you guys watch this stuff, everything's like the best thing they've ever done. They talk like, happy all and hypey all the time. And it sounds like really stupid when it's like a really small change and they act like it's the greatest thing ever. But it's for everything. So anyway, I talked too much on that, but that was the big problem that I had with it. I will say though, and you won't hear this that often on the channel. I completely 100% agree with Elon Musk. If you're going to spend your time on something and you want to make a lot of money, just go into AI. I completely agree with that. I don't think it's cars. It's not. The reason why I say that, and this is where I think ChatGPT, and actually leave that up, I think honestly they're the big winner as of now, but for how long, who knows? Because for my kind of understanding, and this is sort of also ties to the market, all these companies are forced now to integrate ChatGPT like functions into your software, into your phones, into your computers. So now when I talk to Siri, hopefully it works a lot better, because frankly Siri's not great. It's just not. Like if I say Siri, find me like great restaurants around me, or I'm just using for example, or hey Siri, which movies were okay. And I didn't want to say hey Siri because I knew it was going to come on. that's why I didn't say that. But if you heard my phone there, it just started talking. But the point is though oftentimes they'll say, hey, this is what I found on the web. Like Siri actually is not great. It doesn't give you complete information. And then the other problem is that all this, let's say if I ask it, where to go or where to eat or whatever, then there's always the high chance that we're going to go that way to where people and businesses are going to be paying to move their results up front, right? So you guys will get the problem with this. And we have the problem already on Google where now I search on Google and there's like 3 ads for what I'm searching for before I even get to the actual, results. But then even the results may be also bought and paid for. It's the world that we live in, right? And then the results that you find may be written by some AI and you don't know where stuff is coming from. So that's why, you guys, and I've been kind of thinking about more and more that, I do videos on YouTube is to really emphasize the human element of it, because I think the push is going to be, hey, I miss a human. I'll give you a simple example, guys. Do you know when you call a company and the first thing you're thinking to yourself is, I want to talk to a person? I think a lot of people feel that way where, I got to go to the stupid automation system. Now, to be fair to the companies, automation, I completely get it, right? If you can speed stuff up and you don't have to pay a person, fine. I get that. I think in that regard, for example, we're going to go on vacation soon, and I'm looking forward to sharing where we're going to be. We're going to be in Vietnam. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited. That's like 2 weeks from now. But I actually had to contact the hotel to see if they had a airport pickup service, right? And so yes, there's a phone number, but like, how do I call Vietnam? I'm in Korea. It's not that convenient to just, I have a Korean phone and, to call Vietnam, I'm at one point, international call. I can just go onto the chat. They have a little chat bubble there. And then you push the chat bubble and then it has like 5 options of like, you want to make a reservation. Do you have a question for the hotel, blah, blah, blah. And you click on it again. And then there's like a transportation one. And then basically has 3 other more options. It was like parking, airport shuttle, etc. It's like all your frequently asked questions, and I was able to get the information I need. Do you have a shuttle or not? How to make a reservation, etc. In just a few seconds. So I think there are certain things like that where AI is completely going to replace humans, and I hate to say it, I don't miss humans in that regard. I just don't. I think for many people, and I'm sure you guys understand this, sometimes your particular situation is unusual for whatever reason. We all have unusual circumstances. For whatever reason, you need to call, your credit card company, your insurance company, whatever, your, bank. You have to call them and talk to an actual person. Sometimes you just really want that actual person. And if we completely replace that need of people, I think we're really going to have a massive change in our society, and it's already there. You guys know this stuff. Even my wife was making jokes, and she knows this. She's Korean, but she knows this stuff, right? You call companies in Korea and you call companies from the USA, oftentimes you're getting someone in another country, which is fine. I don't want to say bad things about other countries or anything like that. But sometimes it's frustrating if there's a miscommunication and stuff like that. But as many people complain on stuff, I totally get that, guys. I completely get it. I think the other issue, going back where I completely agree with Elon Musk, is I think there are going to be certain companies that benefit from this AI craze. And I call it craze because I don't think it's like general intelligence. We're not developing, AI that can think for itself, et cetera. It's just sort of running on algorithms like a simple menu system, or it's copying, things from other sources. And there's going to be copyright issues with that. So that's why a lot of these companies are looking for, what's the right word to say, partnerships and licensing from, say, news agencies, et cetera. But the problem is that you just don't know where this information is coming from, and sometimes it's flat out wrong, or it won't address sensitive topics. Like there's something about, and I hope you guys understand or watch my channel for this reason. There's something important about, hey, I just want to get a real person's opinion on something, and I want to get information and also chat with real humans about what other humans think. And then you get to that other problem, which I talk about a lot in this channel. There's a lot of humans out there that are bought and paid for, or they're just too stupid to even have an opinion, right? And so they just agree with whatever Lord Elon or whoever says, and that's long discussion also. But I guess I'm longing for that world, and I hope you guys are, if you're in this community, just for honest and real communication among people. So I see where the industry is going in terms of everything, right? With this whole AI craze, I see that there's money in ChatGPT. I think they're the big winner. I don't think Apple's necessarily going to charge you an extra fee. At least that's my understanding of it. I don't think they're going to charge you extra fee for all this integration. But I think what's going to happen is all the companies, FDA did something. I think all the companies are going to be integrating these kind of products into their bundled software, phones, etc. So that's why I was saying Elon Musk is probably correct to where, hey, that's the next shiny object. Do that xAi thing. That's where the money is. Get the deals while they're there. Remember, even Sam Altman is trying to go to, I can't remember which one. It's probably Saudi. It was like maybe Saudi or UAE or something. But he's trying to go to the Middle East to raise like trillions of dollars, like a lot of money, to build this big chip and AI thing. Because yes, I don't disagree. I think chips will certainly be useful in the future. This is sort of where I guys are trying to talk with you, just common sense. Or it's not common sense if not everyone thinks it. Yes, NVIDIA is a leader now. I completely get that. But I don't think it's going to be like that forever, the same way that Apple was totally the leader. But not so much anymore. I mean, now they're actually kind of in catch-up mode on this AI stuff. That's how it felt to me. And it just felt like that they're copying a lot of things out of Android. So a lot of the customization of the stuff on your screen, I don't know if I can show you quickly, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm not against this stuff. I think it's fine. It just, see, as you can see, it says, I'm talking about, they can change the colors of your apps, and I think it's cool. I have nothing against this stuff. It's just, I'm not going to come out and say, oh my God, you can change to blue. And like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. Trying to think of anything else that I want to mention with this stuff. Other than, yes, the big winners will probably be the AI companies. Right, that's what I want to mention. Apple said, and they made it really clear that they're going to be building their cloud servers and stuff like that from Apple Silicon, right? And I'm bringing that up as important because, at least from on the surface level, they don't seem to be dependent on NVIDIA to advance their tech. That's at least how they present it, right? And it made me thinking about as well, if all these companies are going to jump into copying this kind of technology, cloud services, etc. Why won't they just use other companies to the essentially cheapest bidder? Because the problem is if you're not charging additional money for said services, like you're partnering with ChatGPT, but you're not going to charge your customers $20 extra a month or whatever. You're going to have to bake that into your product, right? So that means your product's going to have to go up in price, but the consumer doesn't really want to pay for a higher priced product. Like, I mean, there's a limit, or you're going to have to take a decrease on your margin because it's going to cost you more money in research and development to develop these new products. You guys, what I'm saying here. So that would decrease your profits, and then everyone's going to be doing that. It's like a spending warfare, spending arms race to get your AI all integrated the products, and then all that money is going to get. And I would say I would agree. Right now, Nvidia is the winner. Is I think to be the big winner in the future. I think not to the same scale that they are right now. I just don't see that. There's just too much competition out there. Also, to again, the people are really concerned about costs, and I remember like those costs of those Nvidia chips are like 40 grand. There's only so many customers for that, right? So I think like many companies are like, okay, we got to tighten the wall a bit here and stuff like that. So hope you guys understand my thoughts on this stuff. I think that the new changes to the Apple and Mac stuff, they're cool, but for me, like what would I really want to see in the future from Apple? I want my flippy phone. I keep saying that. I want the dang flippy phone, but I have a feeling it may not, even if it comes, it may not necessarily be exactly what I want it to be. Because someone mentioned before on the channel, I mentioned to you, is if you make the flippy phone where it's like all screen, there's a high chance that thing's gonna damage really, really easily. But that's what they want, Apple, meaning they want your phone to die every 2 years, so you buy a new one. Other things that Apple could do, if you can make your goggles, your VR goggles, like much, much smaller and lighter, then theoretically, and cheaper, of course, then theoretically you can bring them out to the masses. Does Apple need to get into the car business? There's been rumors that they're looking at maybe a partnership. Maybe. Why not? Is it going to be a game changer for Apple? Are they going to sell a bazillion cars? It would probably be a premium product, so I don't think necessarily. What else could Apple do? I wish they would focus on their computers more. It's just not a big money maker for them. I'll give you an example. I here in Korea, we have a lot of mobile apps, and all the kids are on their phones all the time. And I was looking at apps on my phone, and sometimes I'd rather just use a computer. And my wife says, like, you're just old. Who uses a computer anymore, right? All the kids just want to do everything on their phone, and like, and it's funny when she said that, because I can then understand why phones keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And for me, I just want a tiny little phone to function as a phone, right? I don't want to carry around a pocket computer basically that's too big for my pocket, and that's sort of where we are now. I guess the products that I want maybe aren't so popular anymore, and I'm just too old. I guess everyone just wants to have computers write their AI, their email for them and replace their job and not everything. And I want to say one more point about this whole AI movement stuff, and it's not going to sound very nice, but it's the truth. I think there's a lot of, like I said, it's not going to sound nice, but it's the truth. I think there's a lot of sort of like low-skilled workers or low-skilled people out there that think that this AI is going to be the pathway to riches for them. And there's a lot of YouTube videos out there saying, hey guys, you low-skilled people, you're going to be awesome because of AI, etc. But what I think is really going to happen is, if you're a certain kind of skill set, you're going to be easily replaced, and I think you're in trouble. Now, to be fair, because I completely understand, guys, there's going to be a different, and it's we're talking about office worker compared to construction worker or to farm worker, etc. Just physical work. So low-skilled office work, I think, are the biggest ones in the biggest in trouble. If you're like a skilled laborer, be it like a plumber, electrician, right, car repair person, solar panel installer, these kind of things, I think actually your job is going to be really, really good. A lot of people think, hey, I'm going to go work in the office and make tons and tons of money. But I think AI is going to replace a lot of workers in that space if you're a low-skilled office worker. I had to clarify that because I want to make this really clear. Because, like, for example, something like a nurse, they're not going to be replaced by AI or robots anytime soon, right? You still need people to do said jobs. There's going to be a lot of jobs you still need people to do. And like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of these, we'll call it the trade jobs. I think the trade jobs are still going to be pretty good. And there's going to be shortage of people because there's always a group of people who are laborers, but they're unskilled laborers, right? And those kind of people you can find, frankly, pretty easily. But the sort of laborer people that have to train a certain kind of craft to do a skill. I'll give you a simple example, guys. I was just thinking about this. So we went to a cafe here in Korea the other day, and they make like handmade leather goods. And for those of you who are into that kind of stuff, and there's all kinds of leather goods out there, there's something special and good, good as a goods, about a handcrafted product like a leather good. more time and care. The stitching's a little bit better, and something that it's very, very difficult for an unskilled worker or machine to replicate. And you'll know it in the craftsmanship, and you'll also see it in the quality of the leather that they choose. It's just, and that's always the question, I guess, for many products and things like there is are you willing to pay a premium for that kind of stuff, or do you want just sort of the cheap copy kind of thing? And that's a different discussion. That's talking about goods and stuff like that. Yeah, anyways, I know I talk a lot of this stuff. I talk all kinds of things on this channel. But I think it's important though when you're talking about, where to invest your money and how to think about your future, et cetera, is to understand what's happening in the world and where the opportunities are. And so again, I agree with Elon Musk. I completely agree. It's not in cars. You're better off going into some sort of AI thing while it's hot and sell that technology and license it to as many companies as you possibly can. And guys, I hate to break it to you, it's not going to be robot driver stuff. It's just not like a pressing need, unlike this other stuff that's really, really hot. Meaning, which is the whole ChatGPT stuff. So anyway, that's my thoughts on these things. I'd like to hear your thoughts on all this stuff, and I'll catch you on the next video.